I'm Jim Burton. This is my wife, Jadie Burton.
We have 2 kids, James and Liza. James is almost 4 and Liza turns 2 next week. And we first came to RCC about 6 years ago.
So everything has changed in our world since we started coming to RCC. Initially we showed up and we did what we were supposed to do, kind of went through the motions and all that, and knew the answers. We've been in church our whole lives, but we joined a community group, but didn't know what it really meant to all the way engage and step into it.
Yeah, and so we joined our community group pretty soon after I had come on staff with RCC to work in kids, and that role has evolved in different ways, but I think it's just really taught me so much of the importance of the role of kids ministry in a church, and especially a church like RCC, and the just the weight of the gospel in these kids' lives, and how much of a joy it is that we get to tell these kids about the gospel every single week in a new and different way, regardless of if we're in the Old Testament or the New Testament. We do everything we can, from toddlers to 5th graders, to bring them back to Jesus. And it didn't start out that way for me, but just getting there and seeing the beauty of what we get to do each week, and to welcome families in and say, you have a place here, is just really, really wonderful.
Something that we talk about as a church is living life on mission, and I really didn't know what that looked like. And for me, I feel like I don't have anything to offer. I'm not an evangelizer. I don't know the Bible, word for word, front to back. So I didn't really think that I was a fit for that. But something God's been revealing very clearly to me lately, as I've been put into a number of different leadership roles at work, at home, as a community group leader. I feel completely inadequate in all of these things. I don't have anything to offer. I don't know what I'm supposed to do or how to do. But what God's been revealing is, I want you here. I put you here. And you don't have to be anything special. You just have to show up. You have to choose to engage and to love the people around you. And I'll take care of the rest. And that I can do. That feels doable.
We choose to give to RCC because we believe so much in what God's doing here, and we see firsthand the very genuine gospel transformation that's happening here.
Yeah, so a challenge for me in living generously is overcoming fear. If I ask God, what do you want from us? What do you want from me? What do you want from Jadie? I'm afraid of what his answer might be. What if he says, sell it all? It's terrifying, and it just points back to my lack of trust, in him and what he has for us. It's something I've been dodging, for sure.
You hear generosity, and I think your mind goes directly to money, but I think it's so much more about being open-handed with what God's given you, and regardless of what that looks like, whether that's like your educational background in finance, to be able to come alongside other people, and, or if it's a teaching degree, that it's using your gifts and the actual, like the physical, and yes, even monetary blessing, and saying, this isn't actually mine. And that's really hard to do. I feel like we're preaching to ourselves in this some too, but I think I'd say don't be scared, Practice what you preach and be open-handed with it and be bold in asking God and, what he has for you, what he has for you to give, whatever that looks like for you, and ask him to prepare you for his answer.
I would go to this church if we met in the parking lot at Walmart across the street. God's moving here, and we have been deeply impacted in our family by that.
I'm excited. Over the last couple of years, there have been lots of times where we've been stepping into things and saying, I don't really know what's gonna happen, but God's got us here, he's holding it, he's gonna see us through this. And I think sometimes I thought, yeah, that's nice to say, but what's really gonna happen? But he's faithful every single time. He's gonna do it. Jim and I are so excited to be all in as RCC pursues this new building. I'm so excited for the possibilities of what it looks like for RCC to have a home.
I'm just excited to have a real place to call home.